Now we're going to make decor paste, which we're going to use to make a decorated roulade. But this is really also known as tuile batter or tulip batter. And it's used to make really, really thin decorative cookies. It's really quite simple. So take your butter. It's best if everything for this recipe is at room temperature. So take your butter and your sugar. And we're just going to cream those together quickly. The goal here isn't to incorporate a ton of air, but it is to make sure that they're blended together. So once they're mixed together, give it a really good scrape. Make sure that you don't have any dry bits of sugar or just straight flour hanging or straight butter. Then we're going to stir in the eggs. And this is why the room temperature is helpful, because we don't want our eggs to seize our butter. So we're just going to add our eggs maybe in 3 additions. And what you want to do is mix it until it comes all the way back together into a smooth paste. Because this is such a small amount, it's a little bit challenging, so just make sure you keep giving it a quick scrape. You can turn your speed up for a second. Give it another quick scrape. You want it to look like one even mix. You don't want it to look like there's egg whites floating around the butter. There we go. So that's come back to a smooth paste. Now I'm going to add the rest of my eggs. And I'm just going to do the same thing again until I can get it as smooth as possible. Give it another scrape just to make sure I don't have any hard bits. Really pay attention to the paddle because the butter tends to cling to the paddle when you're making such a small amount. If your eggs are very, very cold, it's going to seize the butter into little chunks, and it's going to make it harder for you to get a nice smooth looking mix. So you can see now mine looks relatively smooth. So now I'm just going to add the flour. You can add the flour all at once. And now I don't want to overmix this, so I'm just going to turn it on stir and I'm going to let it all come together. So once it's almost smooth, I'm just going to take my spatula one more time, scrape down any bits of flour that are sticking to the outside. Make sure you have no big dry pockets in there. Let it stir for another couple seconds. The point of this is to make sure that it's all combined and that it's nice and smooth. You don't have any hard bits of flour in there. So I'm going to turn it up for just one quick second. And I'm going to give it one final stir with my spatula just to make sure that everything is incorporated well. And there we go. Our decor paste is done.